damage here. So I think that's what AG.AL's Hino is trying to accomplish here. And we talk about AG.AL here, a very first.
He must be on top of the world right now. Ladies and gentlemen, over at the Amazon Arena, we want to hear you roar as we go into game number 3 between AG.AL and Alpha 7 Esports.
Alpha 7 Esports fan, if it's not now, when is it? This is such a comfortable draft here. Coming in from Alpha 7 Esports. They are drafting towards their strengths, and this is their time to prove against none other than AG.AL, the best of the best from KPL.
The best of the best indeed. That scaling mountain that all these teams are looking to climb. And right now, Alpha 7 Esports, we're showing promise in game number 2. So we're really hoping that translating into this game number 3, we're going to see some more promise. But speaking of that, leaping Koi Tides here is going to be really oppressive onto the side of AG.AL, right?
And another lane swap as well, right, coming in from the side of AG.AL. They know for a fact that, okay, Ron, we don't want you to fight Niap onto this matchup here, but Zoe here, he seems to be stealing away from the Azure Golem here. He gets first blood once again coming in from Alpha 7 here. And Yino, he's also getting caught up from the side of Alpha 7. Alpha 7 is on board.
Alpha 7's on board, and now they're going to get looking for some more here for Shui. He's able to go use the Sea of Fate to potentially get out of here. Leaping Koi Tides is going to be enough to save him and slow that rotation of Dani on the Alpha 7. Orgrin here. But speaking of 2 kills, KWC Glory is going to be your CD key to get some of that Honor Pass EXP we were talking about earlier.
Get that Honor Pass EXP and you can slowly scale towards the Alessio skin that we talked about, Heaven Pulse Alessio here. But this is the first time so far that Alpha 7 Esports can push 2 kills in clean early game against AG.AL.
Yeah, I mean, they've actually been able to get the gold lead as well, right? So thanks to those 2 kills, they get the gold lead around about that 1.3k gold lead as well. Then we call it 1k. Well, let's be charitable right now. Get that 1k gold lead, but slowly but surely, AG.AL are just trying to make sure they close that gap.
Ooh, we will definitely get hands-on experience and how they actually execute in playing from behind here, because this is the first time that we see a KPL team in the global stage falling behind in the early stage that they're so dominant and calculative in. So definitely a spectacle to see how Alpha 7 is able to really expand this lead, or AG.AL claws it back easily.
Speaking of, is it going to be enough? Okay, Ron gets taken down by the side of Alpha 7 Esports.
Niap comes out huge as he solos out Ron within the board. Double board coming from Alpha 7 Esports, making sure that Ron had no way of escaping here. And Niap, so far, he's having a heck of a game.
Heck of a game indeed. CR7 has to be forced out of that infinite vastness thanks to Inua's Fong here. But they're straight landing on top of the Koi Tides. Perfectly timed here. And then diving in is Inua with the first kill for the side of AG.AL.
CR7, that's not where you want to be piloting, buddy. Immediate response here coming in from Strive to really punish CR7 that were looking for the re-engage here. And right now it's 4 minutes and AG.AL is looking to tear down this bottom tower that is unattended.
Yeah, unattended, I mean 3-4 minutes, they're able to get it down really low. And I mean, this is the beauty of the Fang pick as well, right? If you put that first skill onto it and you proc that damage over time, it's going to then burst open not only your enemies' heroes, but their turrets, just like that. And that's why I said in the draft for those at home and in the Amazon Arena, it's a great siege potential, great pushing potential as well.
And it's also a very fun marksman to pick up, right? So much mobility, so much damage from his spell kit here. Very easy if you want to pick up this hero called Fang here. You have so much spell in terms of survivability here, so do pick it up if you want to try an easy to pick up marksman.
Very interesting here. Obviously, Alpha 7 Niap is kind of like having a bit of an overextended vacation into the enemy jungle, just trying to get a bit of intel onto the whereabouts of AG.AL. Zoe at this point, but Ron is like, hey guy, you're kind of overstaying a little bit too long for my liking, so just trying to make sure he's pushing him back into lane.
Yeah, Ron here pops the ultimate, looks for the 1v1 here. Niap has to be forced back, but he has the Umbral Moon to escape here, but gets knocked up by Strike here.
The Eye of the Whirlpool comes in quick, and right now, we keep saying this about AG.AL, right? But their proficiency to get more than one objective, using the Eye of the Whirlpool to send everybody up to the top side of the map to take that T1 into the Clash lane as well.
And they're so swift with their map movement here. One moment we see Ron to his bot side here, but look at Dani as he's jumping onto Shang.
Yeah, jumping onto Shang here as well, but we are going to get that build, just splitting them apart. But Zoe's actually being very sustainable, but the Sea of Fate is going to be the thing that keeps him alive.
A very crucial Sea of Fate here coming in from Shuai here. This is the potential we talked about, right? You lay down a Sea of Fate here, and as Zoe, he soaked up all the damage that he calculated. He goes back to Sea of Fate here. All the spells here coming in from Alpha 7. It went down to the drain.
It went down the drain, actually sustaining a lot of that damage, but there's that damage coming from the Angela, right? We saw it, talked about it in the draft. So much great burst, and that Blazing Brilliance, her ultimate. This one is getting out by the skin of his teeth. The board has been committed here by the side of Alpha 7. They're looking to get the takedown. They do. They're looking for a little bit more here, but we see Miue. Umbral Moon makes it untargetable, but the Koi Tides is still going to do so much damage here by AG.AL.
Shuai is playing at the knife's edge here. He played that perfectly, baiting out CR7, landing that Koi Tide at the moment it mattered the most. Check out this replay real quick. Look at Shuai. First Koi Tide, baits out CR7, flashes in, does not finish him up. He passes back slowly here. Okay, but Zoe goes in. Unfortunately, gets caught out by the board here, immediately executed, but look at how Shuai assists Ran here. Ran forces the flash it, but the moment the Umbral Moon finishes, the Koi Tide, immediate burst coming in from Ran, secures the kill onto Nia.
Yeah, those immediate catches are crazy coming from the side of AG.AL, and it's definitely what they need, right, to try and sort of mitigate the pressure that Miue can do to the backline of your team.
And this is the beauty coming in from these strong teams, especially from the KPL region. With their experience and gameplay, even though they were at a 0-2 deficit, look at the goalie right now. They're way back on board, and they took out Danny at this Crimson Golem, as we mentioned. Objectives are the key taking here. You cannot be walking in solo.
You can't be walking in solo, but not only getting Danny right, they got the Crimson Golem buff over to the side of AG.AL as well, and now they're just trying to kind of like motivate and capitalize on those T2s into the top side of the map, which they've secured right now. But already, I mean, if we're looking at Alpha 7 Esports here, right, how does Alpha 7 Esports come back in this one, Sagi?
They will really require CR7 to be able to scale towards the late game here, because this long, once he hits that late game power spike, he's going to be tearing up this backline here. And we talked about this. They have a pretty decent team composition that allows them to fight these big team fights.
There we go, we saw our favorite kind of tofu on screen there. Hello, Kindo Boo! We see you, get back to work. But speaking of work, we are seeing these resources come through, obviously, for the side of AG.AL, right? We're just making sure that it keeps going. But like you were saying there, Sagi, we're seeing and hoping that Alpha 7 Esports can get CR7 online with the Lung, right? But Zoe is, again, just into the team fight. The CFA's going to be put there. Can he get out? He goes in, he goes out. The Isle of Warpool being committed here as well, brings in the side of AG.AL and takes down Dani on the Orgrin. Now, Zoe going back in for the second engage.
Going for the second engage here. Ron gets locked in by the board here. He's dangerously low. He gets taken out by CR7 here. As Fury, he might be exploding to the front trigger. He explodes as well. 1-for-2 trade coming in from AG.AL.
Yeah, AG.AL went with the burst damage there onto Inor with the Fang. And now, using the Leaping Koi Tai, just keeping the side of Alpha 7 Esports away. They get the higher ground turret once again.
AG.AL's execution on this Da-Chiao is so beautiful here. Every time we think that a catch has been committed coming from the side of Alpha 7, they come out alive thanks to the Sea of Fate here from the Da-Chiao.
From the Da-Chiao, but also, obviously, those Leaping Koi Tides, right? Like, it's only a second, like, bump in CC, but that crowd control really stops the tempo of Alpha 7 Esports in these team fights.
Exactly the case, and it was always timed so perfectly, making sure that the follow-up is always there here. Look at here, Ran gets caught out. The Shuriken coming in from Yino. This is what we talked about. Yino knows the angles on how to flank these players. He's not always the person to be in the front. He knows the angles to go in.
Yeah, I mean, down here, Alpha 7 Esports with the first kill in quite some time, but there goes Valau. Celestial Melody is off the gorge for 30 seconds.
Another Koi Tai to zone out Valau, and Dani exploded immediately like a balloon here. So much burst damage coming in from Yino. This marksman is so healthy, and CR7 gets exploded as well from Shung's combo.
Yeah, those watching at home, that is the basic combo for Angela coming through as well, but it's going to be Shui picking up that double kill as they're looking to go for the Crystal up. Game number 3. AG.AL, are you not entertained?
I am definitely entertained right now as AG.AL, even though they had a not so great of an early game, they came back strong, and every single play from